Hi, my friends. Oh my gosh, guys, it's been a couple weeks since I've been with you. And I'm so thrilled to be able to spend the next 30 minutes with you on this HDK download. Budapest says hi, Amsterdam says hi. It was, in fact, better than you can imagine, better than I could have imagined. So, shout out to my team, the one that makes it possible for me to take these trips around the world. So grateful for you, so appreciative of you. And if you have not earned, let me hold on, I'm going to mess with my light here. If you have not earned a top trip with Mary Kay, let me encourage you to right now. It doesn't matter where you are. It just matters where you're going. And you build this business just like you do anything else, which is just one thing at a time, one bite at a time, one face at a time, one party at a time. And there are no shortcuts. There's no magic beans. There's nobody coming to save you. There is nothing like that. There is just good old fashioned effort and work and doing the right kinds of activity that move you forward, which is always, always, always faces. Always, 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 always till the end of time. Faces, faces, faces. So tell me you're here. Say hi. Tell me what you are excited about with our topics today, which is finding your keystone habit and what that is, and then some ideas on habit stacking. So what I want today is I'm going to share a lot about my experience with these concepts. And I want you to think about how you can marry it with your own life, your own lifestyle, your own priorities, your values, where your business is. Think about how can I? That's always the question we want to lead with is how can I? And this training, like all of my trainings, and like I think every training should be, is not to tell you how to do something. It's to encourage you to think about how you should do something. When it's authentic to who you are, the more realistic it is to stay long term and to actually become a habit and not just a good idea that you heard one time on one thing and then it didn't stick and it didn't change your life. I am here to change lives. I don't know what you're here for, but that is what I am here for. So I expect nothing less than when you hear something, it causes you to think a new thought, hopefully, or something that you've heard before, put into action and change your life. I mean, I don't have a lot of standards, right? Like just game changing, life changing, that's all. So tell me you're here, say hi, all the things. Make sure you like and you comment and you share and all of those things. That helps me in the YouTube world and algorithms and things like that. So like, comment, share. That's definitely the key to the YouTube world. And also I really want to hear what you're learning, and I really want to hear how you're making a difference in your own life. Okay. So that being said, let's talk about Keystone Habit. And the first time I heard this concept, it rocked my world. It's probably been, I don't know, 9 years ago, maybe 8, 9 years ago, something like that. And I was at church and my pastor was talking about the Keystone Habit. And I'm like, well, what is a Keystone Habit? I've never even heard of such a thing. And he was talking about the Keystone Habit is the one thing that changes everything. And if that one thing doesn't happen, the likelihood of everything else doesn't happen either. So it's kind of that linchpin habit that's in your day that when you nail it, the better chance of you having all of the other things around it also. Okay. So he started talking about he was on a journey of weight loss. That's what you're getting in shape. Yeah, I think he's a skinny dude. So getting in shape. And his thing was if he works out at the gym, then in the morning, then he eats better, then he sleeps better, he's got more energy for the day, et cetera, et cetera. So his linchpin, his keystone habit is working out. Okay. Okay, sorry, I was looking at comments and sorry, I got distracted for a second. So that's his keystone habit. So it made me think, okay, Heather, what is your keystone habit? What's the one thing that you are fighting for or have to fight for in order for the rest of the things that are important to you to fall into place? Okay, so, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, you with that terrible book that I had to read, Willpower Instinct. I'm telling you, you don't need to be reading that book. But what you do need to know is that book told me that you don't have to have discipline forever. You just have to have enough discipline to create the habit. And then once that habit is created, the habit takes over. The beautiful thing about a habit, it's like default. It's like you have habits about every single thing that you do that you don't think about it. You just do it. It's just autopilot. We want, and that's the goal. We want as many things in autopilot as we can possibly get because it doesn't burn emotional energy. It doesn't burn mental energy. You're not overthinking it. You're not emotional about it. You just do it. Now, the problem is those that goes for bad habits and good habits. So we want to make sure that everything you're doing is as good as it possibly can be to get the things that you want to out of life and business and all of that. So my keystone habit is what time I go to sleep at night. Because what time I go to sleep at night depends on how much sleep I get. And I am not one of those people that says you don't need sleep, you'll sleep when you're dead. No, Mama needs sleep and she needs sleep so she can be alive. And I have way too many things to accomplish in this world that require my brain cells to work. And I've always been that way. I've always needed sleep. And I'm also sort of an insomniac. So you can definitely see how that can be challenging. So sleep is a very, very big issue with me. So what time I go to sleep depends on how much sleep I need. I would prefer 8 hours. 7 I can get away with pretty good. But some people can get away with 4 or 5. That's not me. If it's you, hallelujah. That's pretty awesome. But you got to get what you need. So what time I go to sleep, how much sleep I get, because what time I get up in the morning has a dramatic effect on my day. What time I get up in the morning is, am I getting up early enough to have my prayer time, my devotional time, my caffeine time, what coffee, whatever you do. I do amino acids. So coffee time, am I up enough to get all of that in before I need to get ready to go to the gym? So that I have my hour and a half at the gym so that when I get home, I have the time that I need to start working and then doing all the other things that I want to in my day. So that sleep time, for some people, it's just getting up. Like the time you get up is everything. But for me, I had to backtrack it once more because sleep is so vital to me. And I think it's vital for everybody, honestly, that sleep time is monumentally important. Well, the challenge becomes is that I really need to be asleep by 8 or 8:30 at night. That's shocking in just normal world, but it's really shocking when you run a business that involves communicating with people and talking to people that outside of their work hours. But it's everything to me. It's everything because it affects everything. So I have to fight for that sleep time. People tease me. People make fun of me. I've had people say to me, there is no way you'll be a top director keeping those kinds of hours. There's certainly no way you'll be $1 million director by going to sleep at 8 o'clock at night. And, then just tell me once that I can't do it and I will show you exactly the way it can be done. So I am somebody that whatever thing in your head that you can't do that because of that, it's a lie. You can absolutely do anything that you want. You just have to figure it out, maybe a little bit more creative. So that's my keystone habit. What is your keystone habit? What's the thing that is the hard, because it almost needs to be a harder thing. Like I have to fight for bedtime. I don't want to go to sleep at 8 o'clock at night. In the summertime, the sun's still up. That's weird to me. Like, I don't love that. I don't love that at all. And actually, it's not great for my circadian rhythm either, but it's necessary. So what's the one thing that you have to fight for? Because once I'm up and I got my caffeine and I got my devotional time and I've got my prayer time, going to the gym's easy. And when I'm at the gym and I'm doing my thing, that's easy because I've got the habit that I've been doing for 20 something years. And then eating great is easy because I did my food prep on Sunday, another keystone habit. Everything becomes simple when that hard thing is done. So do you have any ideas on what your linchpin habit, keystone habit could be? What's the one thing that affects everything else? Now, in my business, it's interesting when I was writing these little notes for today, I realized that most of my habits that I have focused on don't have to do with business. They have to do with my life and my fitness because I love to work. I have zero problems working. There are some things about the work that I don't like love, but I will absolutely do them because I love the results. So getting me to work is not a hard thing. But if it is for you, you've got to figure out how to, or like what that habit is. So like, let's say, I was going to say bookings was my keystone habit for my business. It's actually not true. My keystone habit for my business is a contact list. When I have a list of people that I need to contact about customer service follow up, bookings, recruiting follow up, like I'm like a machine. I will do it. I don't got any problems doing it. In fact, I'm like, how fast can I? Like I am on it. But if that contact list isn't made, that's where I'm scrolling, fishing, overthinking. What am I booking for? Nobody really wants this. Nobody really cares. I don't have time for this. Why am I the only one working? Like, I'll start doing head games just like you guys do if that contact list isn't made. That contact list is my keystone habit because then then I need an idea that I'm excited about. So whether it's a messenger party or a skincare trial or a 5 and 5 or glow facials or whatever it is that you are excited about right now. I mean, if I have a list, I'm like, boom, doing it. And I can do it fast and I can do it easy and I can do it effective. I love it. But if that contact list isn't made, then we got a problem. So what could be a couple of ideas for you and so share them in the comments on what a keystone habit in your business could be. Maybe it's leads. Maybe you're like, if I have the leads, then everything else is easy. That could absolutely be a keystone habit. So then everything becomes about what's the habit that creates the leads? Messenger parties, vendor events, referrals. Like, what do you do regularly to make sure you have the leads? Because you know that if you have the leads, the contact list is easy, the bookings are easy, the sales are easy, the recruiting's easy, everything's easy at that point. So share here, Christy, leads, yes. If so, then you have to really knuckle down and lean into how do I get leads continuously, effectively, good leads at that, and you do that into a system and a habit. Okay, so that's super important. And my phone is ringing off the hook, but there's nothing I can do about that. So don't they know that I am live on YouTube right now? Okay, so hold on. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. So sorry. I just want to make sure. There we go. Okay. Messenger parties are the bomb. Are they not the bomb? They are the best. Okay. So what your keystone habit? That is a vital information. I know, Christine, I don't think it's an emergency, but we'll see. Okay. Now the second thing is habit stacking. Now I was like thinking about, okay, there's a couple reasons you want to habit stack. And I can think of 3 distinct reasons why you would want to habit stack. One is to streamline your life so it's more efficient. You're not zigging and zagging everywhere. You're not you're cluttered and you're not unorganized. Like things are just haphazard. You're not being efficient. So streamlining is a great way to have a great reason why you want to habit stack. The next one is that you need a great habit, a reward habit. Like there's one on my habit stacking that is a reward system for me. So if I stack it with something else, I can get a reward out of it. And I like rewards, guys. Like I'm a okay, perfect. We're all good. I am a work hard, play hard girl. So I want to be rewarded. I want life to be pleasurable. Those are things are very important to me. Hold on, Jiminy Jones. Why do people be calling me when I'm live? It's not okay. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry, guys. Okay. Anyway, I'm just glaring. I'm just like shaking my head. Okay. So reward or splurge. And then the last thing is why you would want to habit stack is to create discipline. You need to fine tune the things that are harder for you, the things that you struggle with, the things that are complicated for you. You need to put those into a habit stack. So those are the three reasons why you would want to habit stack. So here are some examples of habit stacking. When I drive to the gym, so I get up in the morning, I've just told you about my morning habit that just all goes together. I started putting my hydrogel eye patches on in the morning before I leave for the gym. And then when I get to the gym or when I'm done with the elliptic machine or whatever, then I take them off. That's a great way to stack. I'm already driving to the gym and stack it with something that I wanted to do and wanted to do more of, but I was having trouble figuring out where in my day that I would want to do that because they kind of leave a film on me and I don't like my makeup. Like I don't like them on while I put my eyeshadow on because then when I take them off, like my foundation doesn't go on right. So then I was like, well, I don't like it like that. So then what do I do? And then do you ever do this? Well, I don't know what to do, so I won't do anything. That happens a lot, right? Like, then I just won't do them, or I'll do them like on the weekends. I'll do them once a week. Well, hydrogels don't work once a week. Hydrogels work 4 or 5 times a week. So I knew I needed to change it. So those are the kinds of things that we're talking about. That one little tweak. Now I can't even imagine not putting hydrogels on. Frank puts them on too. Like it's what we do. It's the habit. Then you drive to the gym. Like all these things make so much sense to me now, but it was so, so complicated then. Okay. My next one is, like I said, with my devotional and my prayer time is my caffeine time or coffee time. So that right there, you can put, if you love to drink coffee and that's like a warming experience, it's a cozy experience. What can you stack with coffee time? That is a like easy thing. So what do you have trouble putting in your day? My devotional and prayer time was something that I was waiting till I got home from the gym. Well, then it wasn't getting done, and it wasn't getting done at the quality and the level that I wanted it to, because I was like, well, I need to get working. And, like I said, I love to work. So I was having a hard time slowing myself back down after the gym makes you excited and amped up. Like I need to ramp up my day. I don't want to do this all day. So that morning time was really easy for me to, okay, what do you already do? And then how can you put something else with it? And that came because I was having my coffee time with scroll time. I would react to messages that were left after 8 p.m. at night. And my day was getting out of hand very, very quickly because I started getting really emotional, really high, really low, really high, really low, because all I was doing was reacting to people and what they were doing and what they were not doing, and et cetera, et cetera. And my whole day was really shot there in the beginning, in the morning, because of all of that emotional energy that I was exporting before I even got out of bed and before I filled my cup. So the moment, and I was training for Alcatraz swim. And so that was 2021. That's when I changed that habit, because I had hit a really low point, and I knew that if I didn't change the rhythm of my day, I would burn out really quickly with people. and I don't want to burn out with people. I love people. It's my whole life's work is to be with people, but that doesn't mean you can't burn out from it if you don't manage it correctly. So I had to really, I didn't really shift it. I snapped my fingers and I was like, done with that, because I knew instantly what the problem was. It was opening your phone in your social media first thing in the morning before you got centered with God, before you had that time with Him. Not smart, not smart. So take it from me. It's a great one to start. Okay, now another one. This is my splurge reward system. Well, I don't watch TV random, like Frank and I watch TV together. I have told everybody I am a TV person. I am a movie person. Absolutely. But I don't watch TV during the day, because if I watch TV during the day, I would watch TV during the day. And I was meant for more, and so were you. And so that seems like a bad idea. That seems like a way to get sucked in to things that don't move your life forward. So I knew I couldn't do that, but I have to watch TV. TV like makes my brain relax, like it's dumb and it's stupid and it's interesting, and I need it to relax my brain. So what do? I put it with my gym time. When I'm on the elliptic machine, that's my TV time. So I get 30 minutes of TV time every morning because I'm on my elliptic machine. I stack it with something else. Now, the same thing goes with reading books, not leadership books, novels. I'm reading the new Dan Brown right now. Well, actually, I've stacked it with something else. So I'll tell you about that in a second. But reading, when Hunger Games came out, it was the big deal. So I said, okay, I want to read this book, but I will literally sit on the couch and read for 12 hours a day. I have no off switch. When I want something, I want it, and I want it bad. And so I told myself, I said, Heather, you can read these books, but you have to be at the gym. You have to be working out while you do it. I don't know if that was a good idea to tell me that, but there's, a trilogy. So there's 3 books. And I was on the treadmill for like 13 hours, not in a row, but on the course of a couple days. All I did was walk and read those books. But I told myself that I needed a reward system, and I played by my own rules. I don't know as if I had quite that in mind, but they were incredible books. And so I did it. But that's a great way to habit stack. What's one thing that you won't allow yourself to have because it gets in the way? And how can you stack it with something that's really, really good for you? That's how I get away with doing some of these things. Well, I'm going to be on the elliptic machine, right? I can watch SportsCenter that was on the TV at the gym, which I sort of look at it. But right now I'm watching Nashville. Way better. And so it makes me happy. It fills my brainless cup, but it also, I'm working out at the same time. That's my reward habit stacking. Another one is while walking. Man, so in the afternoon, I walk for 30 to 45 minutes. And it's kind of it's not necessarily my exercise walk. It's more like my mental break walk, but I will stack it with other things. So if I need the downtime and I need like just that nature time, then everything goes off. If I need relaxing time with music, then that's what I do. If I need to listen to a motivational podcast or something about health, or I'm super into liver cleansing right now, like if I need to menopause, oh my gosh, I could talk about menopause forever, and perimenopause, because I feel like I know enough to talk about it. And I'm obsessed with it because it needs to be obsessed and needs to be talked about. So that's another thing that I can do while walking. So if I'm going to be walking, how can I stack it? Or if I'm going to listen to a podcast, then I'm going to walk while doing it. So stacking those, Christine, yes, message me on Facebook and I'll send you some things. Stack the things that you want to do and stack them together, because there's no reason why you can't be more efficient while accomplishing multiple things. So my question for you is, and I noticed, I told you that, like, it's interesting that a lot of my habit stacks are in my life. They're not necessarily in my business, because man, once I have a contact list, I'm like a beast. I will work. I have no problems. Nothing gets in my way. Like that is not where I tend to overthink or waste time or things like that. It's the distractions of life or the fun distractions. I can very easily get distracted by fun things that I really have to shore up. So so my question for you is, what do you need or what do you want to do in your business that you find to be the uncomfortable thing, the hard thing, the frustrating thing, the thing that just keeps getting lost, like it just keeps getting pushed down? What's that thing or that handful of things that you can start stacking with something that you already do, or something that's fun, or something that's easy? Okay? Something you already do, something that's fun, or something that's easy. Those are the ways to really get. So if booking is just like a pill for you and you're like, Heather, I don't want to. I understand, but you gotta. So how can you? How can you? Can you take your booking time and stack it with your coffee time? Can you stack it with your lunchtime? What can you do to make it more enjoyable for you? I'm not a person that snacks, because those are just empty calories to me. And like, I would rather eat meals than snacks. But if you're a snacker and like you love to eat cashews, I do love cashews. What can you do while you're snacking to move your business forward? So what do you love? Because I want to be rewarded. How can you stack it with something that you're maybe don't love as much, or are you finding it difficult? Or what's something, let's say you love to ride your Peloton. Okay. I just moved my Peloton. I'm so excited, you guys. You guys have known that since we've been over here for 3 years, we have not ridden that Peloton one time. Well, it's been upstairs in the master suite, which it sounds like it's a great place for it. Well, clearly not. So we tugged that thing down here last week, and it's going to go right in the front room, because that is where it goes if you want it to actually work and you want to actually get on it. That way somebody can ride it while the other person's making dinner or taking the dogs out or feeding the dogs or whatever. That's a way to make that habit really uniform. But let's say you love your Peloton, but you don't love like reading leadership books. I love knowing everything, you guys. I love knowing it, and I love knowing it, and I love sharing it, right? Sometimes I'm sort of a pill about learning it. Like I want to be like hooked up to like a portal that gives me all the information in a download while I'm sitting in a bubble bath. I don't want to actually have to do it. I know, so lazy, but it's true. So I want to know things. I tend to not want to learn things, but hey, I got to ride my Peloton for 30 minutes. What could I listen to? Instead of listening to the hype up music, could I listen to John Maxwell podcast? He hypes me up. Okay, I could do that. Or Mel Robbins, or somebody like that. So just thinking about how you can synergize your life. It's going to be really important, because I don't want you to be full of chaos. I don't want your business to be full of chaos, because when your life and your business are full of chaos, you're going to find yourself being very inconsistent. And that does not win you any favors or love from your customers or your team. In fact, they will leave you. It's just true. Like people need trust and consistency and dependability and reliability now. And you living in chaos and functioning in chaos and your business is chaos, I promise you, you're not attending to your people near as well as you should be doing, need to be doing, and that you want to be doing. So find some of these habits and just do like one thing at a time. Ask yourself, how can I make it a game? And you're not going to be great at some of the things that you stack together. Maybe you get on the Peloton and you're like, okay, I'm going to listen to Mel Robbins while I'm on the Peloton. And you get in there for, a couple times and you're like, no, my workout's suffering and I'm not really getting anything because I can't take notes. Scrap it. It's okay. Do something different. Just keep trying until you find the things that work for you. Okay. So that is Keystone Habit and habit stacking. I hope that it is helpful for you to start thinking these thoughts. And I would really love to know in the comment section what you come up with, because you may think some really creative thoughts. I'm like, ooh, girl, I never even thought about that. I want to steal that. So we learn from each other, and I want you to share with us, and then we will share with you, and we can all learn and grow from that. Mary Kay Ash always said that if you have one idea, you have one idea. And if and I have one idea, then I have one idea. But if we share, now we both have two. And so much better working in community like that. And this is our little community like that. So hit me up in the comments, talk to each other in the comments. That would be awesome. And like I said, like, comment, share. Those are the rules. Hope you guys got something out of this. And I'll for sure see you next week. Okay. Have a great one. Happy habit stacking.